Howdy. And when you're playing Skyrim and crafting your build, does it ever feel like there is something just missing? Okay, yeah. That, but also, that too, I suppose. But what I'm talking about is skills. And you don't care about that, do you? Okay, I'm leaving. Once you're done with the calling, you may wonder how you can boost your build. And the perfect way to do this is with the standing stones. Standing stones are a mechanic so many people forget about. And that is a mistake, seeing that the buffs that these can give you are absurd. And it's my job to rank them. I am qualified. Just look at this playlist. I live a very fulfilling life. But a few notes before we get into this. First off, these are ranked based on effectiveness and uniqueness. But you must remember, a lot of these are meant for very specific builds. So one that I have ranked pretty high might suck for you because your build is the complete opposite. Keep that in mind, boo-boo. And this is very unique for a ranking because most of the standing stones are very good. So it was hard to rank these from worst to best because most of them are still very good. Even if it might not be the best one, it's still good. So just know that most of these are good, even if they're really low on the list. And I have to say this every video so I don't get destroyed in the comments, but it doesn't affect anything because I get destroyed anyway. These are my opinion. Wait, you mean you disagree with me? Well, I'll have to just understand your side of the argument. Now go in peace. Let's get started. The worst standing stone in the game for me is the Tower Stone. This one allows you to unlock any lock at the expert level or lower once per day. This sounds great on paper. It saves you time, lockpicks, and of course stress. And since the year is 2022, we all need things that relieve stress. Am I right? Oh. But it's bad because this means you are granted no XP for opening locks, and it does not improve your lockpicking skill either. So there's a lot of hidden downsides in there. The Serpent Stone. This one gives you the ability to paralyze a target for 5 seconds while also dealing 25 poison damage. And you can do this once per day. Now this one again does not sound bad, but paralysis is something you can get elsewhere without that much effort in the game at all. And the damage is actually very little. I just don't think that 5 seconds is worth taking this one over any of the other ones. But it is funny watching a bandit fall over like he just smelled a giant's diaper. The Apprentice Stone. This one is the first one that has a downside it just straight up tells you about. You are given double magicka regeneration, but at the cost you now take double magicka damage. Now you can obviously negate this with armor and enchants, which makes it much better, or just by constantly holding up a ward, like any good shut-in does anyway. Oh man, people scary, right guys? I just couldn't in good conscience put this one any higher due to the obvious downside. The Ritual Stone allows the Dragonborn to res up all corpses in a 75-foot radius once per day. This is obviously very strong. You know, being able to resurrect Bandit Dave's best friends so that they can teach him the true meaning of friendship is amazing. And there is no limit to the amount of zombies you can res with this. But the downside is that it's really only super good in big battles or fighting a specific boss after you have taken down all of his goonies. It's still amazing though. The Shadow Stone. This one gives you the ability to go invisible for 60 seconds once per day. We have already reached the point where none of these are bad. This one is still good. Being able to pickpocket all of Nazim's belongings any time of day is enough points to make me consider using this one. But you have to remember the stealth tree already gives you a weaker version of this, and you can also find and craft potions that give you the exact same effect. The STEED Stone allows you to carry an additional 100 pounds and also makes it where your armor weighs nothing and it doesn't hinder your movement. Now this one is obvious for why it's good. Extra weight is good at any point, but the armor bonus is just meh. You can get the same effect through skills basically. The main reason this one is high is that in the early levels it's an amazing one to have, but once you have done some leveling up and have gotten a lot of skills and a house, this one kind of falls off, but early game it's incredible. The Atronach Stone. This one has 3 effects, making it the only one in the entire game that has that. It gives you 50 extra magicka, which is basically 5 free levels. That's dope. 50% absorb magicka, so it's like a weaker version of the Breton's active ability as a passive. That's dope. But 50% less magicka regeneration. That's not dope. But why is it so high, Longbrow? Because this effect can be countered very easily by armor enchants and of course the restoration skill recovery, which just completely negates it. So now you will only have those amazing bonuses. The Lord Stone, simply put, makes you meteor. 50 points of damage resistance and 25% of magic resistance. This is great for obvious reasons. It has no downsides, just nothing but positive defense protection. I would be stupid not to give this a good score, which I am stupid, which makes this surprising for more than one reason. The Mage, Warrior, and Thief Stone. I have bunched these together because they are all basically the same thing but for different builds. You can get 20% faster skill gain for either stealth, magic, or combat. However, Thief Stone is the best one out of all these three because it also increases your speech as well as your bows, even though archery is a combat section. That isn't fair. What is with Bethesda and hoisting up stealth archers so much in this game? The Lady Stone. Health and stamina regenerates 25% faster. Again, there is no downside here. Not even a hidden one, like sprinting causes you to trip and smack your face on the nearest rock. Nope, it's just plain old buffs. Really good ones for a melee build, which is extra good because if you haven't noticed, the standing stones really benefit mages the most, which isn't fair. I want to be special too. I know, little Nord, but Bethesda doesn't love you as much. And the greatest one is the Lover Stone. Other than having a name that makes weebs feel accepted, it also allows you to gain any skill 15% faster. If you can do the math, then that is only 5% less than the very specific playstyle stones. This one does that for everything. Now for specific builds, the individual stones is better, but overall this one is just amazing and a huge buff all around. But again, it will fall off, so it does fall off, but I do think overall it is the best one to have for any kind of just normal playthrough. And that's the ranking. Now you can feel even more stupid when you still forget about these standing stones in any of your playthroughs. Don't worry, we all do. Next ranking is coming out soon. Keep an eye out for the next poll. And also, I am now streaming on my YouTube channel once per week, anywhere between Wednesday and Friday. So keep an eye out for that. We're having fun becoming Thane in every city. Anyways, thanks guys. See ya.